all the various European powers would have had embassies scattered all over the place. Did the various governments ignore what their embassies were telling them, or were the embassies totally irrelevant in all of this?
I think embassies were important. I mean, all the foreign officers, certainly the foreign ministers, read dispatches and pored over them very, very carefully. And they're not just the foreign ministers, there's a whole sort of pyramid of staff who were responsible for sorting out what's important from what's not, and drawing up, summaries, in particularly of press analysis. There's a lot of analysis of public opinion and press commentary, of inspired pieces which you think a foreign government has maybe planted in the press. Reports of conversations with various ministers and so on. They're constantly trying to decode the behavior and the attitudes of the other executive centers. But the levels of transparency are very low. Levels of opacity are high. And this means that levels of trust are also low, even within the alliances. I mean, the interesting thing is, of course, the British and the German, levels of trust, they oscillate upwards and downwards. They're quite high, actually, in 1913 between Britain and Germany. But they're very low between Paris and Berlin, between France and Germany. But they're also very low between Britain and St. Petersburg. You get these comments, coming from the British ambassador in St. Petersburg, Buchanan, where he says, Russian diplomacy is one long, enormous lie, this kind of thing. So there's frustration, with the kinds of conversations you have to have, and the sort of bamboozling confusions of dealing with other people's governments. And that's where the energy of most of the energy of these foreign ministries is invested, trying to decode these very complex signals. But they are all complex and they're all contradictory. And that's the case as much for Berlin and London and Paris as it is for Vienna and St. Petersburg.